All right, everybody, welcome back to the show, and I'm your man, Thunder Dan, and it's wild out here. It's wild out here. They're doing all types of stuff on Capitol Hill. Trump's Georgia case looks like it's falling apart. Fannie Willis was in cahoots with Liz Cheney, but of course they deleted all that, so the January 6th committee is busted. That's all falling apart. Seems like everything is falling apart for the Democrats. The Georgia case, exactly with Trump. And then they just want to ban TikTok. You know what I'm saying? They're mad at TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I guess they realize the rest of the media, social media spaces, are going the way of MySpace did. MySpace was the greatest one of all time. And Facebook took it over. I mean, the CIA/Facebook took it over. So, and they can't control TikTok because it's owned by China. And they're mad that China's sucking up all the data. What about Instagram and Facebook and all these other sites? And then, of course, you got the 15 Republicans voted to not have the TikTok ban. They just want TikTok, I guess, DataSense or whatever the company is, to sell. They want to sell. They want them to sell and have an American buy it, or anybody but China, I guess they're trying to say. But that doesn't sound very fair to Americans, you know what I'm saying? Because TikTok's huge. You know, I'm on TikTok. I just joined TikTok like a month ago. And I was at the beginning, I was like, oh, that's just a Chinese operation. But I was like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else already has all my information. They've been had your information, so it's nothing new. So I figured I'd join on TikTok. And TikTok's exciting. You see a lot of stuff. I don't really flip through anything. I just promote my page out there. So if you want my TikTok, it's Rock and Roll Rebel Show or Rock and Roll Rebel. I don't know which one it is. That goes to show you how much I pay attention. And I barely post on Instagram anymore. You know, it's mainly X and TikTok. We put it out there. And, of course, YouTube. YouTube is the new TV, so that's what we're trying to do. So make sure you like and sub up on this channel, baby. Make sure you like up and sub on this channel. And we're going to get down to the bottom of what's really going on with the TikTok. Because the TikTok, I guess, has a lot of 40 and 50-year-olds, like 30%. And then it's mostly the youth. And I guess it's a lot of pro something this and not a lot of pro that. And a lot of people are getting education on there. Like my TikTok, I just had a video banned the other day, or this morning, about 9/11. And then, but they let the moon stuff go because, you know, I put on all the moon landing stuff and stuff like that on TikTok. So, you know what I'm saying? I put my flat earth out there, baby. I put my flat earth out there. We never landed on the moon bits, 9/11 stuff. And TikTok, for the most part, lets it go. TikTok does censor. They slow stuff down on Transformers and stuff like that. Ladymen, ladyboys, whatever you want to call them. They don't let that go through too much. But my TikTok's lit. I'm trying to figure it out. But mainly it's just a promotion of the Rock and Roll Rebel Show. You know what I'm saying? So we out here just trying to do our thing. Maybe we'll change it over to Danny's News or something. I don't know. But we just doing big things. But what's the real reason? I mean, because 4 days ago they started this bill, and it got rushed through today, and then they all voted on it. This is like, it's like the only bill. I guess I haven't read the bill, but some people are saying it's like the Patriot Act 2.0, like the government's just going to tell us what we can and can't do. I think they're mad. Somebody's mad that they can't control the story, the way that it's being told, and they don't like it. There has been some leaks out here from the ADL. You had the, I guess the president or vice president of the ADL out there. They represent the Jewish community. I am a has-been Jew. Did I say that right? I'm 1% or something from my DNA said. So I'm Jewish, so I support that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm mostly like 78% Irish. So you know what I'm saying? We rock that until the day we die. But I just don't understand why the TikTok stuff is just like, it just boom out of nowhere. TikTok ban, because you had it before where, like, I think Trump wanted to ban it back in the day when it was just like, you know, it's a Chinese operation. But then if you go to really think about it, you're just like, you know what I'm saying? Every Facebook, all of them do it. All of them have your data. Just like with the election in 2020. They were just like, oh, Hunter Biden laptop story from the New York Post. Nah, get rid of that, Zuckerberg. Get that out of here. We don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's a phony baloney story. And that's why that was one of my first bans from from Twitter when it was Twitter back then. I tried to share the story and talked about it, but you know what I'm saying? We in the jungle, baby. Make sure you protect yourselves at all times, because that's what we got to do. But let's get into this whole TikTok thing, baby. And I know the real reason. I'm going to have to skate around the issue because it's one of the few groups in the world that you cannot talk about. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a Zionist or something. But what is that really? You know what I'm saying? What is that really? So let's give you the main headline. Let's give one of our favorite Project Mockingbird. We're just going to repeat what they say. But this is CNN, homie. Jake Tapper. What's this guy? You know what I'm saying? He'll just repeat anything. He loves government lies. So let's pull him up on the screen and see what they got to say right here. But let's play this.
You voted in favor of the TikTok bill today. Explain your thinking to our viewers, especially the millions, if not tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people who love the app and don't want big government infringing on their right to use it.
Well, the legislation is not about the use of TikTok. It's about foreign ownership of TikTok.
They want the data.
Ownership of TikTok is a threat to the security of the United States. ByteDance is subject to the control of the Chinese Communist Party. ByteDance owns TikTok. And, you know, TikTok is not merely a social media platform. It is the leading news source for the next generation
That's
of
the
Americans.
reason.
And the fact that we have put the leading news source for the most impressionable minds in our society in the hands of our leading foreign adversary, the Chinese Communist Party, is an act of self-sabotage. That would have been the equivalent of allowing a Soviet company to control ABC, NBC, and CBS during the height of the Cold War, which would have been unimaginable.
You voted.
They already do. But that's very interesting, right? And I didn't know this. You know the app Grindr, right? The Grindr, the gay app. I guess it's the gay app that was owned by a Chinese company. So they know a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They had to sell it. I didn't know they had to sell it, but that was quick. Grindr was a Chinese company, and they had to sell it right away to keep it going. But they kept it going. They didn't make no stink about it, did they? So that's very strange how quickly that moved away. You know what I'm saying? It's very strange how quickly that moved away. But what are we going to do out here? What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? We out here. We ain't got my lights on in the back, baby. We ain't got my lights on out here. We rocking and rolling, baby. We rocking and rolling. But here's some of the Congress members now that were on Capitol Hill fighting for not to ban, because that's what we're all about. At the end of the day, I'm all about free speech, and you shouldn't be able to tell me what I can and can't say, what I can do and what I can't do, what I can look at, what I not look at. But hey, government don't want you looking at that data. And then there's other people like, well, wait a minute, because they're sucking up all this data. They already have all this data. There's Temu too. That's a China app, right? Where you go there and you can get like 85 things for like $4. Quality's not that good, but you can get a lot of stuff from there. I think T-Pain does a whole show on Temu, just buying Temu stuff. It's hilarious. But let's get this. This is Thomas Massey, and he's going to explain why it's not really TikTok. It's the data that the United States government is upset that they can't have. You know what I'm saying? So let's pull this up.
I'd like to now yield 1 minute to my good friend from Arizona, Mr. Schweikert.
Oh, this is Schweikert.
The gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
And thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, and to my friends. I actually am about to try to make everyone mad. Yay! I actually believe data is a private property right.
I'm with that.
It belongs to you as an American citizen. The problem with our design here, it's really well-meaning, but it doesn't get at the structural problem. So you have an entity over here, they divest. What makes them not then take the data, sell it to a data broker, and it gets washed and ends up still in the bad actor's hands? You got to understand, there's even articles out this week of even our own three-letter agencies buying their data now from data brokers instead of doing the tracking. We need to think dramatically more globally. Your data is a private property right. That will be the only way we end up protecting ourselves from bad actors and sometimes even our own
time has
selves.
expired.
And with that,
Yeah, I don't think they should have any of our data. Like if I want to go on to Google and look up how to do, I don't know, how to change a tire, they shouldn't have that on there. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have nothing to do with that. So the fact that they can take that data and they sell it, I think that's why car insurances, people are complaining about car insurance going up because they're selling the data, and all these cars now have data in them. They can tell how fast you're going, how much you're braking, where you're going and all that. So people are complaining. They're like, well, maybe you're speeding and you're jamming on your brakes too much. So everything is watched by your data now. That is the new war, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's the war on us. But we got to stay free because we're Americans and we need to stay free. And I understand TikTok is stealing stuff, so maybe there's some other way, but you just can't go banning it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go banning stuff because a lot of people love the TikTok. There's like 130 million people on there. So I'm going to stand up with the TikTok. If they want to ban anything, if they ban TikTok, they got to ban them all. Ban the Facebook. Ban them all. But we can't have that no more because they're mad as soon as we got the phones in our pocket, the propaganda started stopping, and people were communicating and spreading knowledge. And that's how you get smart. You know what I'm saying? You got to study the craft, look around, and you're just going to find out, like, inconsistencies. And the main reason I think it is because the ADL had a leak from about TikTok because they can't control. They're talking about left and right because they want us to argue with left and right, but they had a leak out, and they're very upset. Like Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? You see the hit pieces on Aaron Rodgers on CNN, but let me see if I can't find the leak. But it's Israel, I guess, the Mossad. I don't know which one it is, but this guy's the ADL. It's a foundation that's controlled by them. And it's leaked audio of the ADL chief, Jonathan Greenblatt. He's freaking out because the global youth, baby, aren't going with their propaganda no more. So let's play this. I don't know who he's talking to, but this explains why the Zionists ordered the push for the TikTok ban bill in the U.S. And I guess because there's a lot of pro-Palestinian stuff, and why is Israel doing this? So you got to know that Israel's a very powerful player in the world. They're very powerful. They're very well protected, and they're very nice people. Like I said, I'm an Orthodox Jew, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm 1%. I got percentage in me, so I support it. You know, I don't know if I'm going to rock me a yarmulke, though. You know what I'm saying?
Look at this dumb motherfucker.
But let's play this leak. This is a leak audio. This is leaked audio. So take it for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there'll be some investigations on it. But also it looks like it's in Arabic. So I don't know. And they got some Stop the Genocides back there, Occupied Palestine. So let's play this.
But I also want to point out that we have a major generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States of support for Israel is not left and right. It is young and old. And the numbers of young people who think that Hamas's, massacre was justified is shockingly and terrifyingly high. And so we really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us Taglit, the same brains that gave us all these other amazing innovations, need to put our energy toward this, like, fast. Because again, like, we've been chasing this left-right divide. It's the wrong game. The real game is the next generation, and the Hamas Hamas and their accomplices, the useful idiots in the West, are falling in line in ways that are terrifying. Last thing I'll just say, we saw a dramatic change in the language of the activists here in America on October the 8th. The language of groups that we've long tracked, who've long been problematic, like Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voices for Peace, they flipped like this and went to like Iranian propaganda. The language I could show you from their toolkits, because our analysts are in their groups. We saw this again on October the 8th. It was that fast. Like the language in their toolkits was all about the Zionist entity and lots of other language that we recognized from Iranian propaganda. But I also...
So I don't know what any of that's about. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's very powerful people that have that information. I'll be curious to see if this video stays up, because you know what I'm saying? They always watching. They always watching. And I don't understand why this face cam Elgato is not staying in place. I hit the save button and I got to adjust it. Technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? But let's also get into the whole Georgia case. We talked about the Georgia case. That judge has had some stuff falling out. Supposedly, I guess Liz Cheney was talking to Fani Willis. So it's going to be very curious to see what happened. And that judge in there dropped like 6 charges against Trump. Trump still has charges. So I don't know if they just dropped those charges and they're going to keep Fani in there. That's like, oh, that'll make the Trumpers happy. But she shouldn't be in there. Liz Cheney, all them for deleting evidence. I don't know what's going on out here, but there's got to be changes. We got to wake up. We're Americans. But thank goodness, baby. Thank goodness Don Lemon's back. And I know nobody cares about Don Lemon. Nobody cares about Don Lemon. And Don Lemon, I guess Elon felt sorry for Don Lemon. And he said, you come over here to X and you do a show. So you figured Don Lemon could do anything he wanted, right? Anything he wanted. A cooking show. He could do politics his way. But no, he took the old CNN company line. You know, we're going to go with the propaganda. We're going to go with the lies. And he went hard against Elon Musk, who put him on, who gave him, was sponsoring his Don Lemon poo-poo show, was sponsoring. Elon, if you need to sponsor a show, you come sponsor the Rock and Roll Rebel show. I'll do exclusive on X, baby. I'll do exclusive on X. I'm nightly. I'm here Monday through Friday most times, you know. Sometimes in the evening, baby. You know, right now we 10:30 and we live, baby. We live. So we out here doing our thing. So Elon, I'm going to clip this to a short. I'm going to put it up on X tomorrow. Give me a shout out, Elon. I need that big check. Give me that 6 figures. I'll start out 6 figures for 6 months, and we'll see how much boost we can get. You know what I'm saying? We'll start small. But let's get into this Don Lemon thing. I just thought it was hilarious. And, of course, he first thing he does, he runs to CNN to cry about how Elon fired him. Because Elon just wanted it to be Don Lemon. You know, Don Lemon had some good stuff back in the day. Like, he had that famous thing where, you know, the black America needs to do this and that. And he had some good points. And then he went full-blown Trump derangement syndrome and just, just toe the company line, toe all the lies and the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? If you keep telling it enough, people will start believing it. But we're not. There's plenty of us out there that don't believe it. There's way more of us than there is them, but don't let them try to fool you because nobody watches their stuff no more. We out here doing us. So let's play this here. This I just thought it was hilarious. The Don Lemon's out here trying to take hits on Elon. And Elon's the only one that's paying him. So the guy's an idiot. Let's play it because you know what I'm saying. You know what they say about dumb people. Can't say it here, but here we go. Let's play this.
Do you believe that X and you have some responsibility to moderate hate speech on the platform? That you wouldn't have to answer these questions from reporters about the Great Replacement Theory as it relates to Democrats? I don't have to answer these questions. The Great Replacement Theory as it relates to Jewish people. Do you think that?
I don't have to answer questions from reporters. Don, the only reason I'm doing this interview is because you're on the X platform and you asked for it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I would not do this interview.
So you don't think? Do you think that you wouldn't get in trouble or you wouldn't be criticized for these things?
I'm
or
criticized
that
constantly. I could care less.
Illuminating in so many ways. All right, I have two things I want to ask you about that, Don. First, the Great Replacement theory. Right. As you bring it up, he has tweeted a tweet he shared: increasing illegals boost Dem voting power, causing them to recruit more. If Dems win President, House, and Senate, they'll grant citizenship to all illegals, and America will become a permanent one-party deep socialist state. Right? He has gone there directly. How much does he stand by these ideas?
Well, he didn't quite seem to understand that he did. Originally, he did that with Jewish people, sort of a great replacement theory thing that he did with Jewish people, and he got in trouble when he had to go to Auschwitz and answer questions and apologize and go with Ben Shapiro. But he doesn't understand that sort of rhetoric that he talks about, the great replacement theory.
Oh, it's real. The great replacement theory is real. I had enough of Don Lemon, but I had enough of Don Lemon. He's an idiot. And he goes right back to CNN. But he's not going to be there tomorrow, baby. He's not going to be there tomorrow. But thank you all for tuning in, baby. Tuning in, like and sub up. Come on. Help me out. If you love Trump, you love America, if you're not liked and subscribed to this channel, then you're not a real American. Like Joe Biden said, you're not a real American. But thank y'all for tuning in, baby. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out of here, baby. The Rock and Roll Rebel Show's out of here. Tomorrow is great. And it's going to be Thursday, baby. We're almost there to the weekend, baby. We're almost there to the weekend. Peace and love. And I will see all y'all, baby. All y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here.